DriveWorks Xpress and other DriveWorks products have the ability to control the configuration that's in the models that are cloned. So what we want to do is to take this particular plate that has 3 configurations, create a DriveWorks Xpress project that will allow me to select that configuration. It's kind of a kooky sample because that's all I'm going to do. But if you are trying to activate a specific configuration with DriveWorks, this is the way to do it. So I'm going to start off by going to 3D Content Central and downloading a little macro it may help this out, especially if your configuration names are complex or if you have a lot of configurations. So all we're looking for is configuration macro. And when you run your search, currently it's the second one called Get Configuration Names. You'll need an account to be able to download this, but once you do, it'll be a small file that you can maybe place on your desktop. Since mine's already saved and on the desktop, I will go to Tools, Macro, Run. We'll select this file and choose Open. And what it does is it actually goes to your C drive, to your temp folder, and creates this text file. This text file simply has all of the names of your configurations listed. So we'll copy that to our clipboard and then use this in DriveWorks Xpress. Create, or in this case, we'll just open up an existing project I've started for us. Do Add, Edit Models. Make sure that on your first list of captured models that we have said that yes, we do want to create a rule to switch configurations. Next, we'll need to be sure that we have a drop-down that has something there so that we can pick our configuration names. I'm simply going to populate this with the list that our macro gave us of configuration names. So I'll choose Edit, delete what's there just to see the easy way to do this, and just paste it in. If you see an extra line that's appeared, just be sure you press backspace so that you don't have an extra blank row, because you couldn't use that as a configuration name. Now we need to be sure that we have a rule. So I'm just going to edit my existing rules. So since I told it I wanted to be able to drive the configuration, this entry is available for me to double click on and build a rule. All we want this to do is to have the same value that our rule had, or our drop down had, for our configuration name. So I'll just pick size from my inputs and hit OK. Now let's run a few examples. So if I tell this that I want a plate that is in the small configuration, I choose Create. We'll see it create a new file. Mine just has a random number at the end, literally random number, that is just set to the small configuration. Everything was successful. We try it again, and this time say we want large, create. There we go. And lastly, if I choose base, it'll seem like we have an error message. What happens is it opens up, or it clones our file to this new one with the random file name extension. Then it tries to switch to the base configuration, but it's already in the base configuration, so it can't switch to it. So it's kind of bizarre that we get an X telling us, like there's a problem, but literally it just can't make that switch because it's already there. So I hope this helps, and pretty easy to set this up to where you may have a whole bunch of configurations. Just use that list of names, populate your drop down for activating a configuration, or maybe you want to write some if statements to say that if they select small, then you need it to activate the SM configuration. Regardless, this should get you on the right path.